welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? This is the Kings Avenue Mall roundabout on the Tomb of the Kings Road. We're going to go straight over it and work our way down to the blue Mediterranean Sea, and of course the Paphos Harbour and Promenade area. So if you're looking for that route, this could be that video especially for you. And I'm going to go down to the harbour and I'm going to park up and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the information in and around Paphos Harbour and Promenade, and hopefully give you one or two tips of some of the things that you should be aware of, and perhaps one or two of the things you might want to go on when you are in downtown Paphos. Because of course, if you've not been to Paphos before, perhaps you don't know much about the place. One thing's for sure, if you do get on a big bird and touch down in Paphos Airport, you are going to get a fabulous holiday, and that is without question. Obviously, you've got to choose where you stay very carefully, like anywhere else in the world, because obviously every apartment complex, every hotel complex, every villa will tell you that they are the perfect one for you, and that their location is perfect. But of course, if you really want to know the truth, why don't you drop it in the comments and ask the question: is this hotel good? Is this hotel in the right location for me? And remember, location is always important to you. We're always focused on Cape Paphos because we believe that Cape Paphos is where the main event is, and of course in Paphos it is. But maybe you want a very relaxed holiday. Perhaps you want to be up in the mountains, perhaps you want to be over in Latchi. So drop it in the comments and tell Mr. Paul where you're going to stay, and I'll give you my opinion and tell you if I think it's going to suit you. This is downtown Cape Paphos Harbour. There's one or two people wandering around. This guy's having a snooze in his BMW. Normally BMW drivers drive a bit quicker, don't they? But he's pontificating on where perhaps to go and get his nice iced latte. That's the wood kiosk, by the way, and that's the last opportunity for you to get a pack of cigarettes or a cigar, those kind of things, before you head into the harbour area over there, because the kiosk in the harbour doesn't have a tobacco license, so all you can buy there is hats, and well, you can buy lighters, funny enough, but you can't buy anything too light, shall we say. Shall we park up and have a little chat? Let's see if we can find a nice little front of view. I think there's one over there. Ooh, look at that, absolutely perfect, waiting especially for you. Let's park in that one, and then of course you can watch the world go by and look out into the blue Mediterranean Sea as Mr. Paul gives you a little bit of information about downtown Cape Paphos. There we are. Now we're into park. I've got a big boy cigar lit up. That's the lizard man over there, by the way, and there's a lady in a nice blue dress, and she's got a lizard on her shoulder, and now she's going to cross his palm with a couple of bob, and you get a picture, if you understand. So he's got about 6 lizards, some big ones, iguanas I think they're called, but we'll call them lizards in it to keep it safe, and you can get a fabulous picture, and of course a great memory of Paphos. Something quite unique, isn't it? Also in the evening time, there's a man with budgerigars. You may have noticed we made a video about him last week. Again, €5, and his little budgies are very well trained, and one of them will even give you a kiss. That's how well trained they are, and how cute, by the way. And there's a gentleman just over there, I think he's on camera, and he's having a little bit of a fish. Every morning he comes out from around about 5:30 allegedly, and sits there until it gets that little bit too hot at around about 10ish, and he does a bit of fishing, and most days apparently he does catch something. So there you go. The gentleman's now got an iguana on his shoulder, and his wife is either taking a picture or making a video. So it gets quite busy, by the way. It does get quite busy. There's the buses, because down here on the right hand side is the bus terminal in the harbour. Now when the bus comes down the main road from the Mall, by the way, you can get off just before the start of the promenade, or you can keep going until its termination in the actual harbour area. Not much difference, by the way, but just information. And if you want to hop on a bus, it's €2.50 per trip. If you are going to be hopping on and off 2-3 times, obviously it would make more sense to buy a day pass, and a day pass is €6.50. So not bad value, pretty efficient service, very clean, Most of the drivers speak very good English, which, well, enough English for you to be able to communicate, shall we say. And of course, just on the right hand side is the Ocean Vision. That's the big boy in the Paphos Cruises arsenal. So that's the big boy 5-star all-inclusive cruise ship, and you can go on there 5 days a week, 5 afternoons and 5 evenings, and it's all inclusive, so all you can drink, all you can eat. There's dancing, there's prancing, and of course there's even a little bit of romancing if you're very, very lucky indeed. But certainly something that you should consider if you want to go on a cruise ship. Obviously there's other cruise ships in there, and there are some smaller boats. Perhaps if you want to go fishing, you could go on the Kingfisher. There's also a little barbecue cruise, and there's also a turtle cruise as well. Also, there's the jumbo glass bottom boats if you fancy going out and doing some swimming and some sunbathing, and looking into the blue Mediterranean Sea from actually in the blue Mediterranean Sea. You'll see fish and turtles, and you never know, you might even see the odd swimmer like the man known as Mr. Yanis swimming around, looking especially for you. So a lot goes on in Cape Paphos, and the main event, as we keep telling you, is the promenade and the harbour area. And as I said at the start of the video, if you want to be close to the promenade and to the harbour area, in the address it must say Cape Paphos, okay? If it says Universal, for example, that would mean that you are probably 10 to 15 minute walk from Cape Paphos. If it says Cloricus, well, you'll be about 20 to 25 minutes away from Paphos on foot. I wouldn't suggest it on foot, by the way. I would hop on a bus. And of course, if you're in the Tomb of the Kings area, again, you'll be 15 to 20 minutes away from the main event, which is the promenade and the harbour area. So like I've said, if you found somewhere that you fancy, drop its name in the comments. Tell me what you're looking for in the holiday. Perhaps all you want to do is sit by the swimming pool. Perhaps all you want is an all-inclusive hotel. Perhaps you never want to leave the hotel. So in that case, it doesn't really matter which hotel, but still, I'll give you my opinion, because some hotels, as we understand, yes, Lady Deborah, are better than others, shall we say. Just because it says 5-star doesn't mean it really is, and just because it says it's 3-star, you know what, it could be as good as a 5-star. So I'll give you my honest opinion on the experiences that we've had, and of course on the conversations that we've had with people like yourselves who have stayed in these hotels. For example, there's a man in downtown Cornwall. He's got a duchess of a partner. He's a Duke. Calimera too, Duke Phil, and of course Duchess Sharon. Unfortunately, when they came to Paphos, the hotel they stayed in was okay, but the food, well, it wasn't the best, shall we say. Which is okay, but of course they paid for their breakfast and they paid for their evening meal, so that was a bit of a letdown, so they found themselves eating out most nights. This time, they've asked for my opinion on a hotel, and they have chosen the Dionysus Central Hotel right at the start of the Cape Paphos Promenade. Now, from what we've been told by many superstars who have stayed there, for example, Baron von Cigar, that's Lord Martin, and of course his girl Lady Victoria, they said what a great hotel it was. They think at the peak of summer it will be too busy for them because it's quite a small hotel, but of course if you're coming slightly off season it won't be quite so busy. But they said the hotel, the atmosphere, the room and the food was absolutely excellent. Some other people agree with them. Lady Tracy, she agrees with them. Lady Andrea, that's the girl in charge of the traffic lights, and of course her peacock, Sir Mart, they agree with him as well, and they stay there definitely once a year, sometimes twice a year. So that tells you a lot about that hotel, and I believe there's a girl as we speak staying there, and we're looking forward to seeing her very soon indeed, all the way from downtown in Glasgow. That's our girl, Lady Kirstine, and of course she's got with her her partner in her crimes, Sir Scott. So we'll get her viewpoint and we'll let you know. And on that note, a big shout out to her little superstar, her grandson. He is absolutely fantastic, and his name is Alexander the Fantastic. And one of these days he'll be coming to Paphos and he'll be strutting his stuff up and down the downtown Cato Paphos promenade, and probably into the harbour area, having a seat with us at the King's Restaurant, and perhaps supping on a nice can of the real thing. That's Coca-Cola. You've guessed it. I'm going to light the big boy, and I'm going to allow you to watch the lizard man make a bit more money. He seems to be doing quite well, doesn't he? I think we're in the wrong game here. What we need to do is get ourselves a couple of lizards and stand in the Cato Paphos promenade. And I got a couple of cats, and one of them's called Blondie, and I'll tell you what, he can sing like crazy, and he probably has got a heart of glass, by the way, but he is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. Everyone who sees him just stops in their footsteps because he is slinky, and he's got this cheeky little smile. So perhaps I'll bring him down to the harbour and charge you €5 to get a picture with him. You never know, could make a fortune. On that note, if you do like what you see, please smash the like, please smash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a single penny, but if you would like to keep the channel afloat and you would like to keep us lubricated, why not go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform? That's where you could gift us that virtual coffee or two as a thank you, as a gesture of goodwill, and of course to keep us motivated to make these videos especially for you. You can also join us as a superstar member on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, starting off at only €10 a month. That's all it costs you to get yourself that special title, to get yourself that little bit closer to Marika and me. And we'd like to thank one or two of the guys that do. If your name is Lady Anne-Marie, and there's a guy in your life called Sir Michael, we thank you very, very much indeed. And a big shout out to those two princesses, Princess Kaylee and of course Princess Tammy. We're looking forward to seeing you guys when you come to Paphos very, very soon indeed. Now I tell you what, this lizard man, iguana man, is doing very, very well indeed. I am going to get my blonde cat and bring him down, and the other cat called Tigs. You never know, we might get a couple of kittens as well, because people do like kittens, don't they? €5 a picture, you'll never know. We could make an absolute fortune on the downtown Cato Paphos promenade. Drop in the comments what do you think of the next latest plan for the little channel known as Marika and me. I tell you what though, the weather, I said it at the start of the video, it really is perfect. You can see people walking around in absolute heaven, because of course it's not burning you like crazy, slightly overcast, but everything's looking very, very blue indeed. That sea, it's blue. That sky, it's blue. Mr. Paul, I think you've guessed it, he's dressed head to toe in blue. All that's missing is you. So come on, get yourself on that big bird or that canoe. Start paddling like crazy, because Paphos, Cyprus, Marika and me, oh yeah, we're waiting especially for you. Well, I think I'm going to say thanks for watching. I'm going to go and get a big boy cigar, I'm going to go and get a latte, and I'm going to go and upload the videos, and hopefully you will do me the honour of joining me again very, very soon indeed. Thanks for watching. But he is making a fortune, isn't he? Blondie, get yourself looking smart. Brush your teeth, brush your hair, fluff your tail up. You's coming down to downtown Cato Paphos, which is actually where I found him. Yeah, a little story for you. I went to the Costa coffee shop in Paphos 5 years ago now, and I came back to the car. It was quite early in the morning. There was no one anywhere. I heard this little meow, and I thought, what's that? And it went meow again. I looked around, there was no cats anywhere, and I went to open the door I was in a BMW at the time. I opened the door, looked down between the car and the curb, and there was a little blonde kitten, maybe 4 or 5 weeks old. He looked at me and went meow. I picked him up and I said, I tell you what, you come with me, we'll go and see Miss Oching Gracivia booth. If she says you look beautiful, you stay, otherwise I'll bring you back. I took her to see Gracivia, that's Marika, and she said, my goodness, he is beautiful. And he went, yeah. On that note, we kept him. So one of these days you may see him on camera. Thanks for watching. I look forward to your company again very, very soon indeed.